Alright guys, so before this video starts, let me just say, I had to go through pure pain doing this. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Me and my friend had to go through pure pain. So, I'm going to tell the story of, this happened, like I'm just recording this right after this happened. So, in my Fortnite game, we're playing with this girl, I'm not going to say her name, but because for privacy reasons, but she starts and we say something. I don't remember what we said. And all of a sudden she says, "Oh, I'm rich and I'm CHARLI D'Amelio, actually." We're like, "What? You're CHARLI D'Amelio? What are you talking about? Like, CHARLI D'Amelio doesn't sound like she's 10 years old." And so we go in and she starts saying that she's CHARLI D'Amelio and that she got back with Little Huddy and that Addison Rae bailed people out of jail and stuff. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So me and my friends start talking to her and she's like, "Yeah, I'm CHARLI D'Amelio, and I'll give you 5 million V-Bucks on your account tomorrow if you shut up." And I'm like, she's like, "I'm using a voice changer to change my voice because I don't want people using my name." I'm like, "Why would you to know who I am?" I'm like, "Bro, why would you use this name out of all names?" And then and I'm like, "You're not CHARLI D'Amelio." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm dating Little Huddy." I'm like, "You and Little Huddy broke up 6 years ago, dude. You guys broke up so long ago." And she's like, "Nah, I gave him a second chance." I'm like, okay. But she would not stop talking about how she's CHARLI D'Amelio. I'm like, "Bro, you're not CHARLI D'Amelio. You're not CHARLI D'Amelio." Me and my friend were talking the whole time. And we don't like liars. We do not like liars. And she's talking about how she's CHARLI D'Amelio and she has a voice changer. She's talking about all the Hype House drama and how she's on TikTok right now doing stuff. I'm like, she's trying to say, how she's CHARLI D'Amelio. We're like, come on, you're not CHARLI D'Amelio. So she's talking and she will not stop saying that she's CHARLI D'Amelio. We will not, I'd even told her we will not make this YouTube video that I'm talking right now if she stops saying it. And she says, "Nope, I'm CHARLI D'Amelio." I'm like, "You're not CHARLI D'Amelio." So we go through, we're talking, and she's talking about how her and Little Huddy are back together, and me and my friend are she's crazy. She's literally crazy because she's pretending to be CHARLI D'Amelio on Fortnite, thinking she's not gonna get caught for it. We know she's saying, "Yeah, I'm in the Hype House right now." CHARLI D'Amelio doesn't live in the Hype House. She's saying all these stuff, proof. She goes through and she says stuff "Yeah, I'm at the Hype House, and yeah, and I'm she's telling us all this Hype House drama, and yeah, it's crazy. But so she's talking about this, and we're just thinking she's crazy, and then we finally get her to admit that she's not CHARLI D'Amelio. And again, I'm not going to say her name for privacy reasons, because please, I don't want any hate sent to her. But so we're talking. She finally says that she's not CHARLI D'Amelio, and then when I say anything about making a video about it, she's told me she's going to sue me. So I'm now being threatened to be sued over a Fortnite conversation that was put in public. And she's like, "Oh yes, me and my uncle and my mom, we're gonna sue if you make this video." I'm like, "In what right do you have the right to sue over something you said on a Fortnite game?" But she's pretending to be CHARLI D'Amelio, and she's like, "I have $1 million and all this," and then she's changing the story too. She's first she's "Oh, I have a boyfriend named James," and then when she said anything about him, she started pretending that she's actually CHARLI D'Amelio, and she's dating Little Huddy. We're like, "What? You're dating Little Huddy?" You put him on the mic right now. And she's like, "I don't want to." And she's I'm like, "Okay, then why are you?" So during this story, she's asking my friend for skins in the item shop. She's like, "Can you gift me skins?" And we're "Why are you asking for skins? If you're CHARLI D'Amelio, why aren't you just buying your own skins? You have so much money in the world." She's like, "I don't want to wake my parents up to ask for V-Bucks." I'm like, but you have the money, just do it yourself. But so this whole story is just crazy, and she keeps going on. "Oh, I'm CHARLI D'Amelio, I'm dating Little Huddy," and she's like, whenever we say anything about Little Huddy, she's like, "Don't insult my boyfriend." I'm like, "Bro, they're literally not dating anymore." She's getting the story all wrong. She's we're asking her what she posted on TikTok, and she's like, bro, I posted this. After she freezes in front of us. She stops moving. We can hear her on TikTok looking for the TikToks to talk about. And it's just a really funny story. We're like, you're not CHARLI D'Amelio. She's like, I'm CHARLI D'Amelio. I don't want people knowing that I'm CHARLI D'Amelio. So I'll give you like 5 million V-Bucks to shut up. I'm like, okay. She says possibly. She's like, I'll give you 5 million V-Bucks possibly. Which obviously means she's just like trying to pretend she's CHARLI D'Amelio. Never give V-Bucks. And just say that so that she can look cool. Like, we literally told her, we will not post any videos about this. We will not say anything more. We will not do anything else if she stops saying that she's CHARLI D'Amelio, because we do not like liars. She's like, nope, I'm CHARLI D'Amelio. Oh, and the other thing. She says she's CHARLI D'Amelio, but then she's like, she's backtracking. She's not even saying right stories. She's saying stuff like, she's coming up with fake phobias because she doesn't like what my friend's saying. So like anytime he'd say something that she doesn't like, she's just coming up with fake phobias, and it's a whole train wreck of a story. Like, so here, let me actually talk to the story. Like, I've been jambling about like the actual story. Let me do it in order. So first, we start talking to her because she's like, so we found out about this girl because she's like on TikTok, looking at my friend's TikToks, and he's like, this girl's crazy, dude. She's invading my space. Again, I'm not gonna say her name because of personal reason, like privacy reasons. I do not like want anything bad to happen to me or this girl. So I've agreed that I'm not gonna say her name in the video. And so, so she's going, and she's like, we were talking and we were just messing around, like talking, and like she's like, yeah, I have a boyfriend named James. And we're like, she's like, James is a millionaire. He has like 1 million V-Bucks. He's so much better than you. We're like, okay, can you get James on right now? And then she's like, actually, I'm CHARLI D'Amelio, and I'm dating Lil Huddy. And we, at this point, we're like, in the story, we're like, okay, so from when did the story change from James to Lil Huddy? Like, that's a big step. Like, we're talking like 10-year-olds to literal like millionaires. Like, big step in the story. So then we're asking about it, and she's telling us all this drama, and she's talking about Lil Huddy, and we're like, Lil Huddy and CHARLI D'Amelio both broke up. They said it on their stories, said it on everything. Like, my friend has TikTok. He's like, bro, they've literally been fighting. Like, I saw them yesterday fighting. And then he said, oh yeah, CHARLI D'Amelio, didn't you, you just followed me back? And she goes, yeah, I just followed you back. He's like, bro, that's a lie. I just lied, and you agreed with it, which means you are not CHARLI D'Amelio. And she's like, no, I'm CHARLI D'Amelio. And we, at this point, we're just like, we're done. My friend keeps saying we gotta get off Fortnite. I'm like, no, we're using this. We are using this. Like, this is quality content right here. So she's like, I'm CHARLI D'Amelio. I'm using a voice changer. She's like, I'm using a voice changer. But first of all, okay, so even with a voice changer, there's certain personalities. Like, CHARLI D'Amelio is a very nice person. She's very nice. And this girl is just like, she is like rude. She's just rude. I don't know how to describe her. Ooh, sassy is a good word. Like, not toxic, but like, she's like sassy. She's like that's not a CHARLI D'Amelio personality right here. CHARLI D'Amelio wouldn't come on the game and sell herself as a toxic, sassy person. And so she's like, well, I'm just using a voice changer. I'm like, but CHARLI D'Amelio would not be like this even on a voice changer. Like, she'd be nice. So then we start telling, like, asking stuff. She says, we're like, okay, if you're CHARLI D'Amelio, put the word, say our names on your story. She's like, I don't want to. We're like, say pickle on your story, like, multiple times. And she's like, I don't want to. I don't have to if I don't want to. I'm like, okay, yes, we get that, but like, we need proof that you're CHARLI D'Amelio and you're a millionaire and you're gonna give us V-Bucks. Like, we don't have any of this. We're just being told all these things with all of the word possibly after it. Possibly. Like, possibly I'll give you 5 million V-Bucks. Like, we're being told a story that's all a lie, and we can tell from the beginning. Like, we're not stupid. This girl's like 10 years old. Again, not gonna say the name, not gonna say anything like about her because that's, again, privacy issues, but, like, she's just, like, babbling about how she's CHARLI D'Amelio and all this stuff happened in the Hype House. We asked her about a person in the Hype House, and she says she's at her house right now. Okay, so the person that we were talking about, her house is the Hype House. Like, that's where she lives. So, to say that she's at her house right now, also, she's saying that she's CHARLI D'Amelio and she's at the Hype House right now. I don't know a time where CHARLI D'Amelio would be at the Hype House at 2 a.m. saying that she's at the Hype House. CHARLI D'Amelio lives at her house, for anyone that doesn't know. She lives at her house. She visits the Hype House. She's saying that she's CHARLI D'Amelio and she's at the Hype House playing Fortnite at 2 a.m. Like, why would CHARLI D'Amelio go to play Fortnite? If anything, she'd be, like, making TikTok content. But she's saying, I don't want people to know who I am, so I'm playing on this second account. And at this point, the story's just getting shifted around, and we literally have no clue what's happening anymore. We're like, yes, I know. We're like, so you're CHARLI D'Amelio, but you're not. And she's like, no, I'm CHARLI D'Amelio, I have a voice changer. And so, here's where the story starts to get even more interesting. So, I said it earlier, I said it like 6 minutes into the video, but this time I actually went through and I actually went through and, like, I've listed the stuff. So, so she goes and she starts saying, okay, fine, I'm not CHARLI D'Amelio. It's because I had said, I'm not going to make a video on you if you just admit right now that you're not CHARLI D'Amelio. She goes, okay, fine, I'm not CHARLI D'Amelio, but I'm a rich, famous singer. I'm like, and then I'm like, okay, so tell me your YouTube channel. We go to her YouTube channel. Again, not going to say anything about it for privacy reasons, but she has 8 subscribers. So we're like, yes, very famous. And then so we start talking about, like, how we're going to make a video on this. She starts saying she's going to sue us. So I don't, like, obviously I don't look at the rules of the internet for fun, but I'm pretty sure you cannot sue someone for something that you say on the internet. It was a very confusing situation, and the amount of crap that me and my friend had to go through for this, we're like, bro, this would make a hilarious video. And shout out to my friend, by the way. His epic name's XOGZoidXX. He helped me with this video. He helped make the video idea. And so, but it was just a lot. So if you enjoy this video, please, please, please like and subscribe for the sake of all sanity and our brains left, all brain points. So, but with that being said, thank you for watching, and like and subscribe if you enjoy the content and you think this is a funny story. Again, I'm not going to say anything about the girl because privacy reasons, but bye, guys.